Hi, I'm Tara Bennett, and I'm so excited to be able to talk to two of our favorite comic book writers in the industry right now, Julie Benson and Shawna Benson.
Hello. Thank you for having us. This is so cool.
There is such a fun vibe to Batgirl and the Birds of Prey. How quickly did you guys find your rhythm in figuring out the voices and the tone that you wanted to put in that?
It required going back and looking at what had come before us. You know, first of all, really understanding and digging into their headspace a little bit. You know, what have these characters been through, and what were we bringing back? You know, this was about a rebirth. So how do we bring these characters and sort of introduce them to new readers, and then how do we reintroduce them to people who are familiar with them, but maybe would like to see what they're doing in a current age as opposed to a previous age.
Well, we also had a little bit of a leg up in that there was a really great Batgirl series that was just running, Batgirl Burnside, and a Black Canary series that was really amazing. So those voices were pretty modern and pretty set more recently than a Gail Simone run or a Chuck Dixon run or a Duane run. So those were a little bit easier to pull from.
We could hear a line and we kind of knew who had that line. And Huntress line always struck us as being a much more serious tone, you know, that she's no nonsense, that she's not the quippy one, she's not the one that's going to come in with a punchline necessarily, or if she does, it's going to be under extremely interesting circumstances. Right. So it was sort of understanding her as the contrast character. You know, she's not going to be the one that's doing these things, she's going to be the one maybe that's a little more serious tonally.
So the book has three really strong women, and I think it's the moments where Barbara and Dinah and Helena are out of the costume that are really important to us knowing them as women. And is it important for you guys to always make space for that in all of the books? Are those some of your favorite things to write?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the stuff that makes you love the characters and want to read that book is rooted in their interaction and in how they play off of each other, as opposed to, you know, a fight. And while the fights are fun to write, the action is fun. Ultimately, the thing that really, I think, drives us forward in this book is what do we reveal about not just these characters, but them as women and how their place in the world, and what does it say about what is it that we want to say about those things, you know, through these characters. And that's, I mean, that's why writers write, is to say things about the world.
Being able to see how they interact with each other is such an important part of the sisterhood that they've got.
And we know something about sisters. So that's a relationship dynamic that we feel very comfortable in being able to relay through these characters, you know, that
take a bullet for each other.
Yeah, and how women interact with each other in the real world is not.
It's not cat fights and hair pulling.
Yeah, you know, you build strong bonds with other people in your life, and you argue and you fight sometimes, and you have valid points of view on all sides. And at the end of it, you come together and, you know, you build consensus and you come up with a solution. And that's what these three women represent. They all have very different points of view about the world, but at the end of the day, they are all going to come together and fight together and have each other's back.
As you said, you guys have come to the end of an arc now. And so what's on the horizon for them?
Well, we are really excited because we get to introduce a new villain into Gotham. It was one of the things we talked about with our editors, Chris Conroy, Mark Doyle. That they, you know, Batman has the Joker. Batman has his massive foil, and the Birds of Prey are hit or miss. I mean, they have everybody. Everybody's an enemy, but they don't have a Joker. They don't have the main character that is that thorn in their side. So we wanted to create a big bad, and we called her Blackbird, which was actually if you notice, the titles for the first run are lyrics to the song Blackbird, the Beatles song.
I love that
so we were
song.
trying to lead up to that, and she's going to be a metahuman who teaches other metahumans how to enhance their powers, but maybe not for the goal of helping them.
It's not altruistic.
It's not altruistic. And so, yeah, we get to tell some fun stories of, you know, Dinah gets to go undercover, and we're going to get the team together. We're bringing in Nightwing. We're bringing in Ollie. So it's, Green Arrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see everybody kind of play together.
Yeah, the thing that it was interesting in building a foil character to the birds was sort of understanding that you know, what is it that they represent thematically? And what they represent thematically is family and the stronger together message. They are each individually incredibly strong, very powerful women, but together they are an unbeatable force. And what would be the antithesis of that? You know, what is a person or a metahuman that would really counter that and challenge that? And that's someone who maybe is a little more of a loner, a lone wolf, outsider, and eschews connections to other people because they see them as harmful or dangerous. And that provides a good challenge for people that, you know, don't agree with that point of view.